Are we good to start now, Mauricio?
Hey guys, just to let you know,
Almost.
Bob Golden is trying to get on to the Zoom meeting. I just resent him the invitation to a new email address. If we could just give him a quick second. He's trying to sign on. Thank you. I just sent you an email though. Didn't you get my email?
Art,
Yeah.
you want to start the meeting? I know Tom.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You guys, let's go ahead and start because I think Bob's having some complications logging in. Apparently, he says
Okay.
I can't use that code. I'm sorry. So let's just continue.
Okay. So
Okay.
Tom has only till 3 o'clock. Is that correct, Tom?
Yes, I mean, maybe I can run a few minutes late, but I just want to getting double booked today.
If none of the other board members have any comments on moving him from number 2 or number 3 on the agenda to number 1, and then we'll go back and, well, I guess first we need to get a roll call, Sija.
That's right. Let's do roll call, and then you can move the
Tom.
agenda items. Move them first. Lisa, can you do roll call? Hi, Lisa.
Sorry, forgot to unmute
No worries.
myself. All right, I'm going to list those members that are present and those that are absent. I have Jason Hughes present, Vice Chair Lalwani present, Mr. Luz present, Mr. Schaefer present, Chair Art Bengochea present. I show as absent Mr. Ang, Mr. Crush, Mr. Golden, and Mr. Smith. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
So if no one has an objection to moving Tom to number 1 position now, Tom, all yours.
All right, no, thank you everybody for understanding. I appreciate it. So purpose of this is to provide you guys with a brief update as to where we stand with our capital projects. I'd like to focus on the Aquatic Center first because that's one that has the most heavy lifting right now for construction. So HP is currently on site, and we have approved and executed the two big change orders for the project, which was the addition of the 27-meter high dive tower and the addition of the north amenity. We just finished up the pour last week for the walls on the dive well. And at this point, all walls and foundation and flooring for the top pool, dive pool has been complete. And we finish up pours for the foundation on the north building this week, next week, and begin going vertical with some of the block wall this month. We're still finalizing shop drawings for the 27-meter tower, but we anticipate getting that done. Material should start arriving sometime January, and we begin erection on Valentine's Day for the 27-meter tower. We anticipate about 40 to 50 days for erection of that structure. And at the conclusion of that, we should be starting to wrap up with the site utility improvements. And we expect to be cutting a ribbon July of 21 for the pools. At the same time, we are also working with Hensel Phelps on the south building, where we have an interim agreement executed with them. So we're working on design. We're starting to work on some pricing and some purchasing items. And we think our target is December timeframe to be able to come back with the price, with the number, and hopefully a commission item to move Hensel Phelps from interim agreement to a comp agreement. Once we get HP on a comprehensive agreement, that cuts them loose to begin doing demolition, foundation work, and starting construction on the south building. So those are really the two big items that we're focused on right now, is active construction for the base contract and change orders. And we're really trying to do a optimistic, aggressive schedule for the south building, which would be your new athlete locker rooms, your timing room, kind of the brains of the Aquatic Center would be housed in that building. So before I jump to the next project, does anybody have any questions about the Aquatic Center and kind of where we stand?
No.
So just want to be clear for everybody, we're looking at two ribbon cuttings for this facility. The first one is going to be your pools and your dive tower and more the spectator side of the buildings. And we'd be looking to cut a ribbon July, August of 21. The second ribbon we'd be cutting would be for the south building, which would be all your administrative offices, your coaches, your staff, your meeting rooms. You'd also have your athlete locker rooms, your timing rooms, first aid, lifeguard station. We'd be looking at a ribbon cutting probably too. We couldn't procure the south building under that base contract. It's actually a separate contract at Hensel Phelps. And because of the procurement and legal aspect of it, we're going to be doing two ribbon cuttings instead of one. So any questions, or do you want to move on to the next project?
No.
So the next project is the Las Olas corridor. Again, we are basically done with construction. There are items that are deficient that we're getting repaired under warranty. If you've driven by over the last week, you'll notice that the garage lights on the facade garage lights are currently out. So we're fixing the lights that wrap the garage right now. So we've had a boom lift out there making those repairs. We have some issues with turf in the park that we're looking to get repaired, as well as some of the accent lighting in the park. We're also going through final financial closeout, and that's basically where we are with the Las Olas project. We are 99.9% done with construction. Again, it's just either outstanding punch items that we are working through with the contractor or warranty items that we're getting addressed now. Next project would be DC Alexander Park. This is that park that is directly across from the Hall of Fame. Keith is the is the engineer of record for the project, and it is the prime on it. They're working with Brooks plus Scarpa, and I can't remember who the MEP sub is on that project. We're roughly between 60 and 90% on the design. We've already begun permitting with external agencies and are addressing any permitting comments from them. Our goal would be to have 100% drawings done by October. And if we can start working with procurement, the goal would be to get to 100% CDs and permit drawings, and then try and get a solicitation out for a contractor this year.
Oh.
And that project, you know, the CRA is the funding source for the design, but we are not going to be the funding source for construction. Our capital dollars got shifted to the Aquatic Center with those change orders. So it's going to be a combination of either park bond or park impact fee dollars that wind up paying for the construction. And if this moves as fast as we hope it can, we'd be looking at construction sometime first quarter, second quarter of 21, as long as we keep moving forward with design and permitting.
Oh, it's going faster
The
than I thought.
next, it's what?
No, it's going faster than I thought. That's
Yeah,
great.
no, it is. And we've been really trying to engage Parks and Rec, who's the main stakeholder in that project, to make sure that they're happy. So we got a lot of boys on the operations side looking at it, just to make sure that what we put out there is something that the city can maintain and, you know, continue to look good. The next project would be the sidewalk improvements on Almond Avenue. So design is done. We recently had a new continuing annual contract for sidewalk repair. This is something that I think the board voted on, and we have a budget of about $100,000 in order to perform the repairs on Almond Avenue. And we'd be looking to go from Las Olas Boulevard down to Poinsettia and replacing the sidewalk on either side. So for this, there was very minor design that had to be done. This was more just kind of waiting for the annual sidewalk repair contract to get let. And now I just have to get on the schedule for the contractor as to when we can make the repair. So I don't have a firm date of when that will happen, but funding is in place. The minimal design is done. And it's just a matter of trying to meet with the annual contractor, get a time when he can get out there. So sometime this fourth quarter of 20, we'd be out there getting the sidewalk repair complete. And then the last item, which is the main one, is the A1A streetscape project. Again, we're 100% CDs, bid docs are done. We just finalized our landscape maintenance agreement contract with DOT. And at this point, we have finished up the bid docs, and I believe they've been sent over to FDOT. So once DOT signs off and says we're good to go, we can now procure the job and begin construction sometime late this year, early next year. I don't know how fast I'll be able to get through procurement. But we're looking at either end of this year, beginning of next year, in order to have the job bid out and have the contractor start to work. So those are the main projects that this area was focused on.
Does anybody have any questions of Tom?
I just have one question, Tom. Thanks for the update. This is kind of a minor thing in the Los Angeles Park, but it kind of turns into a bigger thing. We talked about putting locks on the outlets, the power outlets in the park. Is that happening?
At this time, no. I know one of the issues is with we kind of have those plastic housings on the outlets, and the experience from parks has been you put a lock on those and they just get busted off. So I think it's not a simple solution of putting a lock on there. It's looking at something beefier that we could do to try and secure it. I don't know what that answer is right now.
The reason I ask is obviously every power outlet's being used by homeless people throughout the night and day, blasting music and stuff. So just curious. Thanks.
Okay. No, understood.
Any other questions of Tom? No. Hearing none. Thank you, Tom. Enjoy your next meeting.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate y'all accommodating me. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom.
So at this time, I would entertain a motion for approval of the beach board meeting of July 20th, 2020.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Jason. Do we have a second?
Second.
A Christian, seconded. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, then all those in favor of approval of the minutes of July 20th signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carries unanimously. We had the beach updates. Does anyone want to communicate anything to the city? Okay. Then old or new business. We did have a speaker that signed up. Mauricio, do you know, did she come on or is she on?
At the moment, I don't have visual of her.
Okay. Sija, do you know anything more about her?
No, I see a caller that's listening in. Is that anyone that wants to speak? I'm not
I'll
sure
go
if
ahead
it's
and
the same name.
I'll allow them to speak. Phone number ending in 5509. Please hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Yeah, it's Bob Golden. I am listening to the meeting. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I could not log on.
okay.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
All right, frustrated. I've been trying over and over, and we'll work it out between now and the next meeting, so thank you. But put me in attendance, and if I could be unmuted, it would be great. I'll mute myself now. And if I want to say something, allow me to do that, please.
Okay. So,
Mauricio, if you can just make him a panelist. He's a board member. His name's Bob Golden, B-O-B. Bob Golden.
This is the recording clerk. I've got him logged in as attending.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Lisa.
okay.
Chair, if you don't mind, I'll introduce Clarence Woods.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so Clarence Woods is the manager for the Northwest. He's also overseeing the Beach CRA and also the Beach Business Improvement District. So he'll be joining our meetings. And Clarence, if you want to interject and just say a few things.
Well, thanks, Sija. I appreciate the introduction to members of the board. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is our last board meeting of the BRAB, right?
Well, I was supposed to ask you that question.
Well, just so technically, yes, this is the last meeting of the Beach Redevelopment Board, but I've had conversations, and there is the thought of as the beach sunsets, that there probably can be another organization made up of members from within the community that can be created so that board members as well as folks from the neighborhood and businesses can have updates on the projects that the Beach Redevelopment Board has overseen for the last 30 years, I guess. So we'll be coming back with some information as to what type of committee or board that will be formulated so that the flow of information regarding projects within the beach area can continue and you guys can stay abreast of what's happening in the area.
So CJ, then will you keep us updated, or Clarence then, as to
That,
what's gonna happen?
yes, we can do that.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry that the last meeting is my first meeting, but I do intend to, as we indicated, meet most of you guys, whether it's in some other format or committee or board. We shall meet at some point in time. I look forward to it.
Likewise. So board, it's been a pleasure to chair the Beach Redevelopment Board for the few months that I have been, and look forward to whatever new committee is created for us all. Does anybody have any other old or new business? Then it's been a very short meeting, and I want to thank you all, and everybody stay safe.
Thank you, Art.
Thank
Then,
you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, everybody. It was such a pleasure. See you guys on the beach.
What's the pleasure?
So,
Thank you.
Thank
I guess
you.
the last
Thanks, everybody.
thing is a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. A second.
Second.
Alex seconded. So all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Again, thank you all very much. Look forward to seeing you around town.
Dude, thanks.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.